that's a superpower I feel like I do have. Like I did care what people thought, but like somehow the doubt always fueled me though.
Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of the Side of Kimchi podcast. I'm your host Chung, and today I have a very special guest with me, and I'll let you introduce yourself.
My name is James, James Lloyd. Some people call me JR, but yeah.
I'm so happy that you're here with me today, but before we get into it, we're gonna take a bite of some kimchi.
Hey, let's get it.
And so you eat kimchi?
Yeah, all the time. Me and my girl eat kimchi all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Korean barbecue, all that.
Wow. Okay. All right. And you know how to use chop?
Somewhere I ain't gonna say I'm the best.
I know, it's okay. You're probably better than Josh when he was on the show, but
Damn. Josh is caught straight.
Okay.
Chopsticks.
I'll be curious to know what you think of this kimchi since you eat it all the time.
It's good,
Yeah?
it's good.
Okay.
I've been eating like kimchi from Costco or something like that.
This is from a Korean market.
Oh,
So
that's probably better. For sure.
okay, so you and I, we've known each other since high school, not middle school, high school.
Definitely high school, yeah.
Okay, and then we went to George Mason together.
Right. Yeah.
And I remember, like, I think you're the very first person that I told about, like, wanting to do a podcast.
Definitely. Yep.
And I will never forget that because, like, that moment when I expressed that to you, you instilled, like, so much confidence in me. You were like, yeah, Chung, I can totally see you doing that. Like, you'll be good at it. And, like, I will never forget that. So we could honestly say, like, you're one of the reasons why I'm here today.
Hey.
I mean,
You did all the work though, man.
So like I will never forget that, and I really do appreciate that
For sure.
that you saying all those nice things. But I feel like, well, just for myself, I always have no problem with uplifting others, encouraging others to chase their dreams, right? But I can never apply it to myself. I always doubt myself,
Please.
right? And so, but with you, I mean, I feel like you push people to chase their dreams, and then you're chasing your dreams too.
Trying to.
With acting.
Trying to.
And just recently you were in your like very first commercial, right?
After a 2-score comeback late in regulation, Craig waited until after the game to text his buddies trash and fire emojis in response to their team's stunning defensive collapse. This is how dynasties and text threads become immortal.
But yeah, I think that's like so dope. So how did you, like, what made you want to pursue acting in the first place?
First, definitely let me say, like, it's been an honor, being on here.
Yeah.
Definitely you did all the work for sure, and I'm proud of you to get to this moment. This is dope as hell.
Thank you.
This is dope. So I just want to say I'm proud of you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, but like, just like you were saying, like, I feel like I deal with that too as well. Like, I feel like I've always uplifted other people. But I definitely faced doubts myself. But
Really?
I mean, acting is just something I always wanted to do, and I felt like you might have been one of the only people. You might not know that, but you're one of the only people I ever told I want to do acting.
You told me that back at Mason too. So it's crazy, y'all. Like now,
it's insane. Like
I'm doing the podcast thing, and I said that to him in
insane.
college, and you told me about acting in college, and then you're doing it now. It's okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Like it's just crazy. Like you're saying, like we basically manifested it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's crazy, but like we did the work though,
right,
to get to this moment.
Right.
And, this is obviously the beginning for us, but
And so so you wanted to like pursue acting since when? Since college or before that?
It was before college.
Really?
So you might not know, but what elementary school did you go to?
Harry James.
All right, so bet. So you wouldn't know. I was in a play in Patrick Copeland.
Okay.
I was I don't know if you remember Miss King. She was a music teacher. JT over there might remember. But yeah,
okay.
I did the Fire Arts Festival too, and the Wizard of Oz. I don't know if you remember that.
No, but but when you were doing those plays, you really like enjoyed it.
I guess I caught the acting bug. But like, I don't know, me having a single mom, I never asked her like, hey, I want to do this and that. Like,
okay.
I never asked because that seems super expensive. Like, to chase that type of dream.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I've always wanted to do it then. I never really told anybody. I told like my sister, my mom.
Yeah.
But,
and then you told me in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There, but I never. Yeah, I told you in college.
Right.
In college, I used to always sign up for theater, but I always punk out. I always drop it.
Really?
Yep. And that's why I signed up for that music class with you.
I took like an acting theater class in college, and it was super fun. You would have really liked it.
I always punked out.
So okay, well then, so how did you like overcome those doubts? Because like for me personally, right? Like if I ever said like, oh, I want to pursue acting, just how I am, I'll be like, there's no way. Like there's no way I can become like a famous actor. Like I'm not going to be like out here in these famous movies, so I'm not even going to try. That's just how I am, and I need to work on that.
You definitely do.
But so how did you overcome those doubts?
For me, I would say, so personally, I never wanted to do it to be famous or anything. It's like I really want just to, make myself better. Acting to me is like you have to be the best self, be your most authentic self, and it helped me really. Like I realized, like when I did start, it was really COVID. COVID, I mean, that's probably a start for a lot of people with like get into interests and hobbies.
Right.
I realized, man, life is going by. Like people, obviously passing away, all this stuff. I got time to sit with myself. I'm like, yo, this one thing I keep thinking about, I still want to do.
Yes.
Podcasting, you feel me?
Yes, that's how I felt too.
It's like you just feel it. You like, I'm like, yo, let me just do it. Like, can I curse on you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Like, fuck it. Like, what do I got to lose? Like,
right.
And I'm still like that. If nothing materializes, like I can say, dang, you know what? I actually did a commercial.
Right.
I actually was on a podcast.
I actually tried to do it. Right.
It's like I could right now, if nothing ever happened, I can say, you know what? I could actually say I was a working actor to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Not like famous by any means or anything.
Right.
But like I did something that I wanted to do.
Yeah, exactly. So like you have no regrets later in life.
No regrets.
Bro, that's how it was with me. Like I've like brushed off this podcast and stuff for so long. Like I told my mom, like when I was younger, I've always wanted to have my own talk show, right? And then like I've always wanted to do podcasting. I'm like, bro, there's no way. Like I don't think there's no point in me doing it, right? Like I don't think I'm gonna be good at it. But then like there are moments where I'll just be like sitting on the couch, like watching TV, and I'll just start thinking about it. Or I'll be like in church and like worshiping, and then I'll start thinking, I'm like, all right, God is trying to tell me something. So I'm like, I just have to go through with this. So I feel you on like how
you can't run away from like,
no,
you feel me? Like
right. So and I kept thinking like, okay, like if it's not meant for me, like I'll just stop thinking about it. But no, I just kept thinking about it like you. So I just had to keep.
What made you finally do it though? Like what made you like, you know what? I'm gonna do it.
I realized that like life is too short and you don't know when your last day is gonna be.
Right.
So you might as well just do everything that you want to do.
Same here for me.
So do you still struggle with like the doubts today?
For sure. I think you always will. I mean, just as a human.
Right.
Like me personally, I've always been inside my head. Acting has actually helped me overcome that, different techniques and stuff like that. Like I'm not in my head as much. You know what I'm saying?
And you said acting helped.
Right. It translates to real life because acting is basically real life. Like right now, we're having a conversation,
Right.
I'm not acting right now. I'm talking to you.
Right.
But the camera, it picks up on the truth and the authenticity. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're a fly on the wall. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
It just translates. It helps you with confidence, helps you with everything. Like, I don't know. It basically
I can
like
see that though.
Areas, yeah.
So like in today's like society, right, we want like instant gratification, right? We have everything at our fingertips. And with especially when it comes to acting, you have to start from the very bottom.
Right.
You're not gonna go into acting and immediately get a role in some
unless
big
you're a
movie.
Nepo baby. I mean, there's a lot of people that
okay, but take them out, right? But like for someone like you, born and raised in Hopewell, right? How do you like maintain like motivation and perseverance, knowing that you have to start from the bottom to get to where you want to get to?
I mean, we came from the well, baby. You feel me?
Yeah.
I mean, we went to Mason. We went to like I don't know about you. I'm pretty sure. I mean, you first gen. Like,
yes. Yeah.
Same for me.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, I could do that. I can do anything. You feel me? Like,
that's a good mindset to have.
Momentum. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I mean, we got jobs. Like we living. Like we not doing too bad. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
Perfect, but
no, we are doing good.
Acting the same way. Like. It's like I know I could do it. The more I see the steps and I see the people and the peers around me. They start getting roles. I'm like, wow, I was rubbing shoulders with these people, and I see that I can do it. Like
right.
It's not that far fetched anymore.
Like, because you've been through you've accomplished other things in your life. So you're like, if I could do that, then I can, of course, get somewhere with this.
Exactly. Like, how do you feel with a podcast? It's like it was a moment where you used to see other people having a podcast.
Oh yeah, anytime I would see someone starting a podcast, I'm thinking like, I feel so bad because I haven't done it myself. So I'm like, I just need to go ahead and do it, And then like, I also feel like, I start feeling sad too. Cause I'm like, why can't I just muster up the courage to just do what I want to do?
What am I scared of?
Yeah. Like I feel like a punk. Like just.
That's how I felt every time. You know how much it hurt me to like quit that class every time? I sign up for theater and I quit.
And then you'll feel like
a little dropout period. I forgot what it's called.
Like, right.
You'll drop off.
Yeah. So why'd you do that? Because you were like
scared, man. Like you said, like it's like I'm scared of like what people would think.
In college, especially, like, I remember, like, I feel like you're one of the people who are, like, not sensitive to what other people think about you, but you really, like...
No, you on point.
You know?
Yeah.
So you doing this acting, I was, like, really... I was so proud of you because I'm like, James, like, out of all people, like, I feel like you don't get out of your comfort zone a lot.
Facts. Like, college, that's where I really realized, like you were saying, like, there was certain stuff I had to unlearn, you know what I'm saying?
Like what?
Like, I was just in my head in general. I was always sensitive to certain things.
Yeah.
I care what people thought, you feel
Right, and I think we all do to a certain
To a certain
extent.
extent.
Right.
I was, like, hypersensitive, though. I don't think that was, like, ADHD or what, but, like, it was super hypersensitive.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm more sensitive than I should be.
So, like, do you think acting helped you become more aware of that?
I think so, but I think also that makes me a better actor. Like, vulnerability, you feel me? That's what
Right.
it's kinda about. Like, what's gonna make your podcast and the conversation better? Vulnerable. Like, you know,
Yeah, like being myself, right.
exactly. Like, you're not scared to, like, you know, tell your truth or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's really what acting should be about, you know?
Right. So do you feel like you have had a lot of people in your corner, like, pushing you, or have you dealt with people like that been doubting you?
Both. I mean,
Really?
you know, I've always that's a superpower I feel like I do have. Like, I did care what people thought, but like somehow the doubt always fueled me though. You know, I do want to prove people wrong.
Right.
That used to be detrimental to me, but like I learned how to balance that out. Like, you know, transmute the energy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so what kind of doubts were you receiving? Like, were they saying like, I don't think you should pursue this because you're not gonna get anywhere with it?
it's not even that. It was more like I do remember somebody at Mason. I was talking to somebody. And I think I ain't even gonna say their name.
Yeah.
I ain't give them that power.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I told you I was gonna do it, boy. I told you I was gonna do it. Look, I'm still not where I want to be at, but I told you. And I remember you sat there and laughed.
Shit.
And you know who you is.
So what were they saying?
We were playing basketball. I want to say it was at the rack.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We were playing basketball, and I was like, I don't know what we were talking about. We were talking about like future plans, and I thought this was one of my boys, and I said something about like he's one of the few people I told. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this acting thing. I said, watch. He started laughing. He said, bro, he ain't gonna be no actor. He ain't gonna do that.
Do I know him?
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
I should say your name.
No. Don't do it.
But look,
stop.
But look,
She's trying to instigate something.
I ain't even gonna do that because look, you actually helped me get here. You feel me? Get here, and I'm still not. I haven't even arrived. But just 10 years from now, I feel like, you know, eventually I will arrive.
Yeah.
I just want to improve, and then hopefully people, you know, if they pay attention, they pay attention.
You're gonna be looking dumb once you on your first Netflix.
It's not even that's not even what it's about.
Yeah, right. I know. I'm just
and hopefully, you know, if people take notes, they take notes.
Yeah, right.
You know, nothing can materialize like we were saying from earlier. I gotta stay somewhat humble. But that person I gotta talk my shit.
I'm trying to figure out who it is.
I'll tell you.
Okay, after. All right.
I'll tell you after. And you're gonna be like, damn, like that's crazy. But
is it expected?
Yeah, because me and him always was like that, but like
I feel like I know who you're talking about.
A little bit of hate, and I was like, damn. Like, you ever hear somebody say a comment, like somebody might be like, oh, your little podcast or something like that.
Oh, your little podcast.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
It's like a comment like that.
Yeah.
I forgot what he said, but he was more like, bro, like basically you ain't gonna do that shit.
Thankfully, the people that I have told about my podcast to, they were all very excited and encouraging. So I'm thankful for that. Right. Because, you know,
that one person,
you'll never forget that.
Yeah, but to answer your question, yeah, most people have been supportive. The only thing that's hard about telling people you want to do it, they're asking you, oh, like, when is it happening? When are you?
And you don't know if it's gonna happen.
I mean, it could get scrapped.
Right. You don't know. Right.
You can't tell nobody nothing. Like,
right.
Until you literally are like, it's there and you're watching it on the TV.
Before I even started this, like I felt a little weird even just reaching out to people for like being potential guests. Because I'm like, I'm reaching out to these people. What if it doesn't happen? Exactly. But that also kind of helped me to go like move forward with it, you know?
It's like, okay, I got to stand on what I'm.
Exactly. So I'm kind of glad I had to do that because I didn't want to start this podcast if I didn't have any guests lined up.
Right.
You know? Wait, so like, how has like this process been for you? Like as far as like taking your first acting class and then getting in your first commercial, like how has that been?
It's crazy to see like where you start and like where you're going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I don't know, it starts becoming like possible to you, you know? Like,
right.
I don't even know how to explain this. Like you realize like, you know, you can achieve any dream. Basically, you just gotta have goals.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta step by step. You can't just be like, oh, I want a podcast and then
And just jump. Right.
You're not gonna have a podcast. So like anybody out there that wants to do acting, hey, you need to get your headshots. You need to first learn how to act. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people think they can just learn how, like they can just act.
Right.
Like no, you gotta learn how to act. You gotta put in the work. You always gotta be training. There's a lot of steps you gotta do. Eventually, I'm gonna have to get an agent. Eventually, I'm gonna have to get a manager.
Right.
It's right. You gotta do like just to even like be a guest star or a co-star. And then there's obviously a lot of luck involved.
So how many classes did you have to take to even land in your first like
role? So I got kind of lucky. I took one class that was during COVID.
Okay.
It was with Brittany Hall. She was on Ballers. I don't know if anybody watched Ballers. She was a girlfriend on Ballers with
Okay. Okay.
She was Amber.
She was the one leading the class?
Yeah, she was my teacher.
Oh.
Teacher.
Okay.
That was during COVID though, so it was obviously through Zoom.
Virtual, yeah.
Yeah, so my first classes, to me, like, don't get me wrong, it was a great class, but virtual is not the same as in person.
Right.
My in-person class though in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Lon Baumgartner, like it's dope. Like
yeah,
he basically taught me like kind of like what I was just telling you. Like I'm an overthinker, and most actors are overthinkers. They're perfectionists and stuff like that.
Right.
And like just to let go and trust yourself.
Okay.
So
was he the one that kind of helped you get into, I guess, so was the commercial your very first project?
So my first, I don't even know if I can talk about it. My first thing.
But then you don't have to.
It's like a document. I mean, we can cut it out.
But okay.
I think we can talk about it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a documentary for this guy.
Okay.
His name is Andre Norman.
Okay.
And we can talk about that later. But
yeah.
Basically,
that was your first one.
That was my first one. Like like I'm actually like you can see me and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, but obviously I played a lot of extra roles. I did Walking Dead.
You did?
Yeah, it's Fear of the Walking Dead.
Like you were a zombie?
No, I wasn't a zombie. I was like a double. I don't know if you know what a double is. I played somebody that's not there.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
He was like a guard or something like that.
So wait,
that was my first thing.
How did you get that role though? Because through the guy that was teaching you in Charlotte?
No, so what I did, I just I signed up for like extra casting or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I landed that, and I just wanted to see how was it to be on set.
Right.
And I was on set, and I was like, oh wow, like this is dope. It was the mall in Richmond.
Regency, Short Pump, Stony Point.
I think it was Regency.
Oh, okay, I don't know. Yeah.
But like, just imagine the Sears was like it's an abandoned mall basically, and like.
It sounds like Regency.
Yeah, and the stuff they did to it was dope. Like it was just dope.
Yeah, just to like be in that scene. Yeah,
and that was during COVID too. So I mean, we had all these precautions and stuff you had to use. Like,
right.
So you had to have your mask on the whole time until they say like
you can't. Right.
Yeah, so it was weird. But
okay.
I was set for Swagger. That was in Richmond.
Oh,
that was dope.
And did you just sign up for that too?
Yeah, so I signed up for that too. And I also saw like Yasmin. I don't know if you remember Yasmin, Jalila's sister.
She was there?
Yeah, so she wants to be an actress too. I didn't know, but she did theater in school.
Oh, in school, okay.
Which I should have.
Okay, gotcha. Yep.
So I saw her on set, and that was dope. It was dope seeing somebody I went to school with.
Right.
And I need to keep up with her because she's trying to do stuff too.
Yeah, y'all can help each other.
Yeah, exactly. And I learned that's what acting is really about. It's just collaboration.
Yeah.
So I definitely gotta build my network.
Right.
I forgot what the question was though. I might have lost myself.
Oh, I was just like basically saying like how do you like just throughout the process like just how do you maintain like the motivation and perseverance like like what do you
keep going?
Yeah,
I mean you just keep going. If it's something you want to do, you're gonna do it.
Right.
You just put in the work and like if you have a goal like I'll like eventually my next goal is I want to actually like have some real speaking parts, like be a guest star.
Yeah.
And it might be my favorite show or something.
Right.
You know
yeah. So do you have to continue taking acting classes like to this day?
I think you should.
Okay.
I mean, I've even watched interviews. A lot of great actors say they still train to this day. So
right.
It's like a muscle. You still gotta like
go.
You gotta exercise it.
Right.
Like I don't know. You just gotta keep going.
So like I feel like when it comes to like just chasing your dreams in general and like for you it's acting, right? You have to have like a really like strong mindset, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think like you've always had that go get it like mentality or do you think you had to like do like some mental like rewiring along the way?
I think naturally, yes. I like to say I was ambitious always.
Yeah.
I think I always had a strong mindset. Like
okay.
In high school especially. Like, I was overly ambitious to a certain extent.
Since high school, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, stuff I would like class president. Like little things I would try to run.
Right. I remember.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like Yeah, I think so, but I feel like in college, like we were talking about, I feel like along the way, I definitely, I guess the world gets to you, and I feel like I become less confident and like, you know.
That's a good point, because I think I was the same way too, where like as I got older, like I started experiencing more, like I guess being more self-conscious and like
exactly like, and
that's weird.
and that goes back to acting. Like, who's the least, like, think about a little kid, right? They're like, they make the best actors.
Yeah, because they're not worried about
they're not
right.
And acting is basically like doing something with intention. It's not about thinking. A lot of people think acting is about thinking.
Yeah.
Once you start thinking, you're not acting. Like right now, me and you just talking. I'm not thinking like, oh, I gotta put my hands like this.
Right.
I gotta, you know.
Yeah.
A little kid, like they say, if you want somebody to tell the truth, a little kid will tell you.
Right.
And acting's about telling the truth. Yeah, but
yeah, no, that is a really good point. How like you said, like when you got to college, you felt like the world just getting to you, and like you were experiencing more
it's like,
doubts and stuff.
I'm not saying I was being fake, but I just felt like I wasn't like accepting myself like authentically. I might be like nah, let me not talk as much because like these people might think I'm talking.
Yeah,
you know, I kind of like dim my light a little bit. Like get a natural goofy James, like, hey, what's
right,
good?
right.
You know like even right now, I might be a little timid or shy compared to my younger self, where I'm like, yo, what's good, Chung? Like, what's up?
Yeah.
I'm singing in class,
right?
Like,
I guess like, do you think that's because like in college you're just surrounded by people that you don't like, you weren't like that grew up probably around, you know?
Yeah, probably, because I'm like, you know me, like you know my little quirks and everything.
Yeah,
sing, but it's not weird if I just bust out and sing and like joke around or something.
No, because you are really goofy.
Yeah, and like other people like at work, they think I'm the quietest person.
Yeah,
I'm not quiet.
Yeah, right.
Like, how do you feel like being on a podcast? Like, do you feel like you had to unlearn and like rewire your thinking? You know what I'm saying? Like to chase your dreams?
Oh yeah. Like from I don't know, like I feel like I've always just doubted myself when it comes to anything. Like, I don't think I've ever even told anybody this, but in college, I took videography classes, right? And I remember we all had to make like a music video. And so the professor was like, all right, today, y'all submitted your videos last night. I'm going to show y'all the one that stood out to me the most. There were people in there who like, that's what they're pursuing in life, is like being a director producer, right? He put mine up. And I was like, oh my gosh. And like, I got so excited. And like, from that point on, I was like, oh, I really like doing this. Like, I think I want to be a director.
Yeah.
I shut that down because I'm like, there's no way. I know, it's crazy. I was like, there's no way I could be a director.
Put a battery in your back. I'm like, Chunk, you got this.
Like, I was like, no, I'm gonna have to start from the bottom. Like, it's no point of going through all that work if I'm not gonna get anywhere. So yeah, that's.
Wait. Would you still do directing though?
Oh, I definitely would. But
you technically could.
Right now, I'm still thinking like it's no point.
You still kind of directing your show. Like, you choose what guests you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, you start curating. Like.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like, you still kind of doing it.
I don't know. Well, we can talk about that, right, later. But okay, so one last question for you. If you could tell your younger self one thing that you've learned when it comes to like chasing your dreams, what would you tell them?
You're enough. Invest in your uniqueness. You feel
yeah.
Like
That's good.
No, be you. You feel me? Like, there's no. What's for you is for you. You feel me?
Yeah.
A role, a job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nobody can take what God got for you. So be you. Like, accept yourself. Don't go to college in a relationship. All that. You like, be you. I'm just saying in general. It's a lot of things I would tell my younger self. Just be you. Be real.
Okay. That's a good way to end this episode. So, no, I mean, that is that's good advice.
It's a relationship.
Yeah.
It's time for you to grow.
Okay. All right. So that concludes this episode of A Side of Kimchi podcast, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.
Yeah.